In this video, you will learn how to create a web content asset and add it to a page. Web content assets are helpful if you intend to use the same information in multiple places. It saves time and effort duplicating the information and helps prevent errors. Web content assets can be created from any piece of content, including snippets. However, when using snippets, you'll need to make sure to place assets in the appropriate content area. Assets from content snippets can only go in the main content area, and assets created from callout snippets can only go in the callout column. First, you'll need to create the content you intend to reuse. To do that, open the page for editing. In the appropriate content area, build and style your content exactly as you want it to appear across multiple pages, including any headings. You'll need to add all of your information and apply any needed formatting. For example, if you want to reuse a simple list and its content, you need to create your simple list on a site page first. In this case, a construction notice. Place the cursor within the content you just built. Then click on the first word of the path in the bottom left corner of the page. In this case, table.ou-features. This will select all of your content, and here it has selected the entire simple list. Use the copy icon in the left top row of the toolbar, or you can use the keyboard shortcut if you're familiar with it. This will save the snippet to your computer's clipboard. Now, let's create the web content asset. You'll want to keep the page you built your content in open until you've completed your asset. Start by hovering over the Content tab, then right-click on Assets to open it in a new tab or window so you can switch back and forth as needed. In the new tab or window you opened, click New, then Web Content. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Now you can paste the content that you've copied where it says Asset Content. You can paste in your copied content using the paste icon in the toolbar, which looks like a clipboard, or you can use the keyboard shortcuts if you're familiar with them. Now you can scroll back up to the top and fill out the Asset Info section. Provide a descriptive name to help you search by keywords when you're ready to insert the asset. Also, add a description giving any extra details about how the asset's used on your site. This description won't be visible anywhere except in the asset. It's just helpful for the next person who needs to update it. You should leave the tags field blank, as tags are not being used with assets. Now, let's set the access permissions. Select the Lock to Site checkbox to make the asset available only within your site. However, you might want to make content available across multiple sites, if you're maintaining an internal and external site, for example. In this case, you can leave the Lock to Site option unchecked. By default, this will make the content available across all sites across sc.edu, which can clutter the search. So you'll likely want to limit access to a specific group using the Access Settings option below. If you're a site manager and, for some reason, you do want to make your asset available to every single sc.edu site, you can make an announcement on the Site Manager Basecamp. Under Access Settings, you can set options for who can edit the asset and who can use the asset. Use Access Group to designate which group can edit the asset. Typically, you'll want that to only be those who have access to your site's assets. So you'll choose the option that has your site name followed by Asset Access. Use the Available To option to designate which group can use the asset you're creating on their site. Typically, you'll want this to be everyone who updates your site, so leave the Available To group as everyone. Now you can click Create to make your asset. You'll need to click the green Publish button to publish the asset. Be sure to provide a version description that describes the changes you've made. Click the green Publish button, and then you can add the asset wherever it's needed. Start by switching back over to the page where you built your asset content. You can replace the content with the actual asset now. Highlight your initial content, then press Delete. Click on the Insert Asset icon, which looks like a square with 2 arrows. You can use the All Types drop-down to select Web Content to filter assets by that type. You can type in a keyword from the name of the asset to further narrow the asset selection. Click on the asset in the list and then on Insert to add your reusable asset to the page. Once it's been placed, you can save and exit to view your updates. If you want to place your snippet in additional locations, navigate to the page you'd like to place the asset on by clicking Pages under the Content tab. Once you've opened the page for editing, you can click on the green Edit button for the correct editable region, depending on the type of asset. Remember, assets containing content snippets should only be placed in the main content region, and assets containing callout snippets should only be placed in the callout editable region. Click the Show Blocks button to make your changes easier to see. Next, place your cursor in an empty paragraph block. You can press Enter to add one as needed, just like you would for any callout snippet. If you don't add an empty paragraph block, you won't be able to add anything after the asset in the future. Now, follow the same steps to insert the snippet again. Click on Insert Asset and select Web Content to filter the assets by type. Type in a keyword from the name of the asset to further narrow the asset selection. Click on the asset in the list and then on Insert to add your reusable asset to the page. You can then save and exit to view your changes. Repeat this process for each page you'd like to add your snippet to. If you ever need to edit your asset, you'll go to the Content tab and then click on Assets. You can use the All Types drop-down to narrow the filter options and also search for your asset by name. Click the white light bulb to check out the asset, and then click your asset's name to start making edits. When you publish your updates, every place you've inserted your asset will conveniently be updated all at once.